Phantom Island came out today, and I have been waiting all day to listen to it. I've been avoiding spoilers. I have not opened up my Discord. I worked a regular day, did not go on any medias because I was worried that people were going to talk about it. I literally listened to music on YouTube instead of Spotify because I didn't want to stare. Bang, barkeep. Can I get a free Pepsi chilled and a mini airplane ice cube with mini airplane ice cube served in a bottomless frosted mug? Yeah, barkeep, get that for Amargosa. Guys, Phantom Island is an album I've literally been dying to hear. We've heard 3 songs on it so far. We've heard Phantom Island, we've heard Deadstick, we've heard Grow Wings and Fly, all of which are bangers. I do think right now, though I have lived with Phantom Island the longest, Grow Wings and Fly is kind of my favorite of the 3, and I think that happens to be there was maybe a little bit of recency bias, but I also think that it's just a good song. It's just a good song. So I mean, honestly, I'm really excited to hop in. It looks like we got 10 songs over a 46-minute, 38-second banger. I have to ask, in the chat, how many people have listened to this? Question 1. If you've listened to it, how many times have you listened to it so far? And finally, are you listening to this with me for the first time? Guys, we're going to hop into this. I want all of us Gizzies to be doing a good dig into the lore potential, whatever kind of connections they might be, if they're being referential to other albums. Let's see if we can identify all of our Easter eggs, shall we? It looks like we have a ton of people in the chat that hopped in and listened to it ahead of time, only 2 times. Many listens on the 3 already released tracks. Yep, okay, cool. Guys, I'm going to hit the play button on this thing. I'm stupidly excited. If you didn't know, I've reacted to all 26 predecessing, Giz albums. This will be my 27th in the process of my reaction over the last 2 years. I have found them to become my favorite band. It's not even, it's just what's happened. So guys, let's do this thing, shall we? The album that features a symphony orchestra, Phantom Island, King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard. Starting off with 2 songs we already know and then running into a bunch that we don't. Let's start from the top, shall we? Before I hit the play button, it's very important to me, though, that you know that you are awesome, that you are valuable, that you are important, that you matter, that you are deserving of love, and that I am abundantly grateful for even a moment of your time. If you like what you see, feel free to hit the like and subscribe button. It goes a long way to help me out. If you really like what you see, leave a comment. I would love to hear from you. Or join us on Twitch, because these people over here are actually the best people ever. Come hang out with us. Come discover music with us. I stream every Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday at 8:30 p.m. Arizona time, unless there is a special event like Giz dropping an album today. And you are all deserving of all 27 Giz albums. Guys, I would normally say consider the birds at the end of an album. And while I'm positive I will still say that, I will also say let's consider the birds as we grow wings and fly to Phantom Island. Here we go. Cannot wait, dude. I already know I like this one, and it's on the album, so I'm just gonna do that. Have they not uploaded the lyrics for this yet? I saw that. This album is an album. Thank you, Flarpsy. Love to hear it. And welcome, Flarpsy, to the Rooskies. Rooskies, make our new friend feel at home. It doesn't get old hearing the strings and that keys coming in. They're on G.
I just woke up from a dream. I was in a place I'd never been or never seen. So I packed up my horse, everything seemed sweet.
step my horse.
Fucking never thought I'd lose my mind. I suppose sanity is easy losing, hard to find.
Sanity is easy to lose and hard to find has been one of my favorite lyrics for a little while. And then, hey, and can you hear the tintinnabulation? Which, in case you didn't know, is the sound of bells. And we all know that from when we looked it up.
And can you hear that tintinnabulation? All right, that's in the bell ring again. A Lambo illusion breaks the ocean surface.
Cook dog.
Is this mental confusion or have I finally found my purpose? Coconut congas playing in time with the waltz of a tortoise. A symphony of delusion as my thoughts finally realize their purpose. I hope this place is here in the morning, or I'll be floating back to land with the water bloated corpses.
Again, a lot of the imagery in the song you end up seeing kind of come alive in the music videos. Isn't a belfry like a watchtower sort of thing? That part I could not. A bell tower where they keep the bell. Oh, thank you. One for asking that question, the other to answer that.
That palm tree's looking at me funny with a sideways belligerence. A symphony of delusion as my thoughts realize their ignorance. Paranoia's on what grows. Is that laughter or a crow? Every rustle in the trees a potential snare. Close my eyes and block my ears. Cut the cord and leave me here.
Do we think Phantom Island is symbolic of anything in particular?
Chasing shadows, reading reality, sobering thoughts. Footprints in the sand, every crackle of trolleys, every wave that breaks so close, every whisper on the breeze, every shape inside a cloud, every star that's out of place, everything that I believe, throw it all into the sea and be free.
And then again, do we think that the 16 horses or the 12 long years are significant?
16 horses galloping, 12 long years of grappling. The bull by its horns, I can feel it in my loins. The crippling moonwalk cycle, the laughing river, rising flood, the flip of the coin.
A phantom island is a landmass that appeared on maps but never actually existed. They came about from navigational errors, misinformation, fabrication, mirages, etc. Thank you. So in this case, if a Phantom Island insane asylum, it's like you're in an insane asylum that isn't really there and doesn't really exist, right? Like it's documented, but potentially completely false, right? It's a very interesting concept. And it's almost like maybe you're looking around a world that makes you feel like you're in one, but you're not really. like missing where you're from and trying to get back after that B741 crash. That's a super strong opener. Of all of the albums so far, Phantom Island, I mean, I've said for a while that I felt like Motor Spirit might be in like, if not now, then when, or maybe my two favorite Giz album openers. I think Phantom Island absolutely gets included in that short list. This song also an immediate banger. I gotta ask, for those of you that have heard the album, who did you feel, which of the 6 boys in the Giz did you feel came out as MVP of this album? Oh, okay. A lot of Joey. So there once flew a pilot high and free, danced through the clouds, pirouetted with the breeze, but out of sync with the mechanical beat that pulsed at the heart of the metal machine, thought of their partner and thought of their kids, thought where they're going, thought about where they'd been. But a subtle change, the routine shattered. So this does feel like, I mean, honestly, who wrote? So Stu, it looks like Stu and Ambi wrote this. This feels like they're commenting on like being on tour and like kind of being a part of this machine and like thinking back about home and being like they're gone. It actually has a much deeper meaning as I like sit here and look at the lyrics, I guess. Bro, Joey really, and I've said it ever since. I mean, I really think B741 was really like my favorite. That was maybe when I started taking Joey's voice the most serious and thinking like, bro, Joey, dude. And honestly, Sad Pilot really, when I think about that song, it really is such an emotional song. It really carried me through the holidays. Like, I got it. Like, it really felt like it was so autobiographical and told my story. And, you know, again, when I hear this and I kind of hear this upbeat, cheerful, melancholy thing, you know, like the loneliness on tour concept. And again, like, you know, we all love when it's Giz season. Like when the boys are out on the road, we love, like, we share the tours. We're sad when they're not playing and when there's not an album coming that we know of. But it's like, I guess until I've kind of been sitting here reading these lyrics, I hadn't necessarily considered the toll it might be taken on dudes, you know, like, because we all want our boys to be good. I hope this was the catharsis that they needed, you know? I think the horns make this song, honestly. I would say B741 is significantly more an emotional roller coaster than you give it credit. It is happy, it's upbeat, it's got good sounds. But what I am saying to you is that while the vibes are happy, they're singing about some real stuff, dude. Like, I've been to the doctor somewhat recently because I haven't felt safe in my skin. There's an army of torment policing my pain, and it's got me disintegrating. How will it manifest, and what materials will it be made? How long can one spend dying before they completely disappear? That is lyrics in B741. And again, bro, that album made me feel massively understood. Happy vibes, sad lyrics are a staple for the Giz. There's no doubt. But again, I think that's kind of a good thing, like to be like understood in cheerful melancholy. Like you can be sad and still find a way to be happy, you know? And I think that there is a real tremendous beauty about finding relatability, even in sadness, through the tool and gift that is happiness. And I feel like the Giz does a really great job of that, while again articulating in very deep and significant measure the human experience, good and bad. Also, if you're a fan of Vegemite, there's songs for you too. Like that screaming "send me help before I die" line is nutso. Okay, I got a Lonely Cosmos. I spent. Do you speak of my language? Okay, so yeah, we got. It looks like the rest of the lyrics are coming from the Genius. Here's an orchestra. Oh, baby. Listen to this. Ooh.
From the belly of the jungle where I long,
I really thought this was going to come in a bit more melancholic.
Through time as dead as it is cold.
It kind of got a little brighter.
I miss
Listen to that.
my home, lonely cosmos.
From the belly of the jungle where I launched, I fly through time as dead as it is cold. I miss my home, lonely cosmos. The comparison of this, it almost feels like they're talking about like being on an airplane and staring out at the stars, right? Like missing your home, staring at a night sky, traveling from night to night. Dude, What a song. Love a woodblock.
Fading in the solar, space dream floating.
Bro, the string overlays on this. I want to go back to the beginning of it, but the string overlays, the dink, 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 dink. It's amazing to me.
Fading in the solar, space dream floating. I've been getting older. Satellite burning, galaxy shattering, bathing in the cola. Black sea boating, alien freeloader. Are we alone in this cosmic effigy?
Whoa. What's up, No and Ta-Ta? Welcome to the Rooskies, homie. Ba-da-da.
Splitting timber, live on the ice head. Snowball, rolling avalanches, roses for the prophet. In the haze, a swirling mystic abyss with a sunburned kiss. Quicksand,
Listen to the bass line.
are we alone in the cosmic abyss?
Lukey really leveled up here. This is such a different bass style for the boy Lukey.
Quicksand, some
Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. It's
abyss with a sunburned kiss. Quicksand, sunken ships. Are we alone in the cosmic abyss?
what about the bass? That was Cookie on the bass?
I'm in alien stars. Don't leave me floating. This is not how I would want to die. I'm sitting on Saturn's
Thanks for the
ring.
follow, homie.
Don't leave me out. This isn't how I would want to die. All but 10 is lonely until you comprehend we're only stardust. I'm the furthest I've ever been from home, contemplating that every meteorite is my tombstone.
What? Cookie! I'm the furthest I've ever been from home, contemplating that every meteorite is my tombstone. I love a Cookie Run and a Giz song, dude. Don't leave me floating. This is not how I would want to die. I'm sitting on Saturn's rings. Don't leave me yet. This isn't how I want to die. Orbiting is lonely until you comprehend we're only stardust. I'm the furthest I've ever been from home, contemplating that every meteorite is my tombstone. Bro.
Right is my tombstone.
This song, amazing.
I said, Mud Parsonale will take 620 years to travel. I said, I've seen beyond the reach from Milky Way until the edge, but I still miss my cosmos.
That song. Ooh. Cookie's your favorite Beatle? Ooh, that's a tough one. I like the crazy kind of. It seems seems like this is so far absolutely been. I would absolutely believe that this 3 songs has been an allegory for touring life. I could absolutely see that. I couldn't say that I think that this is their space oddity. Yeah, I would absolutely say that it's safe to say that the boys miss their families. As to whether or not it's like any other album, like maybe it's the closest to a Beatlesy sounding 1 through 3 songs that I've heard. But I feel like, again, it's just a different venture. Like, it's still very much the boys, but they just happen to have like more stringed associated instrumentation. But they're still writing the lyricism and they're still being eclectic with their instrumentation. I mean, Lonely Cosmos has been a friggin' banger. And the way that this is all going out. I am actually sad that this... Like, that means I have less new songs to hear now. But I love how like the string ethereal like chaos droning. We transitioned into internal return. Hang on, I want to hear the transition again. And to the point, this does sound a little bit like the ending of A Day in the Life. Love the bass here and the strings mixing in with it. Was this the song I heard that I was like, this is the on the Phantom Island making? Was this that one where I was like, is that Cookie? Bro, it was a heavy dawn this morn, the raining sky even more. Your eyes, usually full of life, hiding tears not yet cried. That smile from my child's, I wave a brave goodbye. Dude.
I worry which reality she will see. Do I do it for her, or do I do it for me? As I compose myself in motion.
I have not heard Stu sing like this. He sounds like a Larry Graham kind of guy, like from Graham Central Station.
Do it for me. As I compose myself emotionally.
Or a bit of Zappa.
Pulling petals off a daisy. Just don't forget I'll return eternally.
Also, this Eternal Haze part here kind of reminds me of Lukey's band, Heavy Moss, and the song Star. That bass line is so slappy funky.
Rising tide sparkles in the California sun.
think is playing the sax if Ambi's singing?
Must admit I miss the sweet smell of gun leaves and the unpredictable, ever-changing, never seasonally. We had a laugh, oh yes we did. There's more to do than just living, 'cause there's so much more to miss.
And is that a baritone, like a baritone sax, or is that keys?
There's so much more to miss. But now that you're here, it's harder and less clear. But I guess distance needs a yardstick for real love to hit.
The drum panning also on that. Listen to the fact that the drums just bounce between your left and right ears all over there.
Love to hit. Which way is the right way down the yellow brick road of life? I'm tossing and turning between my time with the scarecrow and my tin man wife.
Cookie!
Monkey on my back, and he's telling me this ain't a bushwhack. Everywhere looks the same when you're looking through a magnifying glass in a small man's world.
Honestly, dude, Cookie leveled up in this album too. I'd love to hear that this is the most we've heard Cookie sing since Cookie's album. And again, to hear him get like his own big leads like on this, I say it every single album when Cookie has a part. I'm like, yep, there's our boy.
As your face is changing, I have to turn my back.
Like, this is without question.
Don't judge me for the sacrifice I made. Fuck, I miss the smell hidden in your clothing. I tell myself don't worry because I'll be coming back.
And the scatting. A round trip perpetual. So like they're perpetually on a round trip of going and coming home and saying hellos and saying goodbyes. Yeah, dude. Like I absolutely the concept of a round trip perpetual is super interesting. And then again, just the earnesty behind lyricism. Like I miss the smell hidden in your clothes, like clothing, but I tell myself so I can be okay with it. Like don't worry, because I'll be coming back. Yeah, man. And just this whole thing. Which way is the right way down the yellow brick road? Because like the yellow brick road is supposed to take you where you want to go, right? I'm tossing and turning between my time with a scarecrow and my Tin Man wife. Like your Tin Man, the Tin Man wanted a heart, you know, like, and like you're spending time with someone without a brain, and there's a monkey on your back telling me, yeah. I mean, again, the whole chunk of lyricism here, I'm very, very, very on board with. Okay, I know it's too soon to say. Yeah, it's definitely too soon. B741 currently sits at my top spot, and I think it's just again, I found it when it happened to me when I needed it the most. But I also my tier list is completely changed from when I made it last. Panpsych. That's true, I also have it.
Can you feel the weight of the earth on your shoulders? Are you always sailing through troubled waters? And going under a cloud, the earth, the sea, the sky, one roof, one house.
will be, will be. Find your zen, embrace the journey. I love that because honestly, some people ruin their lives enough to the point to where they realize that is an actual, just simple truth that you have to accept or you'll implode. And dude, friggin', again, just good stuff. Just absolutely such a way to say it. What will be, will be. Find your zen, embrace the journey. And that's that. Those are lessons. Honestly, 100%. I need to embrace myself. Also, Tom, I have been saying that to Melissa the whole time because we're like Melissa is going to see the Giz for the first time in San Diego with me. And so I want them to play metal songs, but with the orchestra. Here we go.
For those who've grown used to you, but you're inside the beat within the Panpsych. Sweat the sweet divine of the pearl oyster, wanders amulet for the latte pastures. Next stop unknown to the primitive cockroach. We are omnipresent, intertwined horoscope. I am trying to pick apart.
How many songs have we heard Lukey sing in, guys? Because I don't think it's that many. In Dungeons and Dragons, the Astral Dreadnought and Psychic Winds are the only things that can never sever the silver cord. Oh. Okay. The Louis Armstrong bit, like 1. Summer of Lukey. Like 4 with this one. Dude, I'm really impressed with Lukey here. Like, I didn't realize his voice was so gravelly, and I'm digging it.
You've been bathing within me for some time. Between the wave and foam, I have been the tide. Unending delusion and infinitum.
Unending delusion to infinity is effectively what that means. You've been bathing within me for some time. Between the wave and foam, I have been the tide. Unending delusion ad infinitum, but there's always exaltation.
There's always exhalation.
Exhalation, duh.
The freeway thinks it's in control. It's testosterone that makes a man think he's so. Unending delusion and infinitum.
Listen to this lead in the back. I can't wait for them to jam this. Dude, I cannot wait for them to jam these songs. I can like hear it in my brain how they're going to set off. And I like to see a more conscientious Giz, you know? The guitars, the bass, and the drum. We finally got a woo. Yes! see evil Giz. I think the correct answer is infest the rat's nest, huh? This is, just so you know, we're returning to Phantom Island here in sound. Listen. Same key. Beginning of side 2 with Spacesick. Got it. Listen to this. This is incredible. Again, the way he approaches the lyricism here, like, we all know Stubby really gets it, right? But like Spacesick on the spaceship, like, and when you think about it, so many people want to be an astronaut when they grow up, right? Like, that's the colloquial thing children say. Like, what do you want to be when you grow up? I want to be an astronaut. Like, because you want to go to space, right? Like, you stare at the sky your whole life and you want to go to space. It's cool up there. But it's like a lifelong dream, right? Reaching the stars, right? Like, that's the dream. And in this context, you've effectively made it to your dream, but you're feeling sick because you're longing, right? What I wouldn't do for a meal with you, like a real fork knife. And it's like, you're not even wanting something extravagant or wonderful. And when you're, I think, just talking about kind of the past, Earthrise, though, this part, when it doesn't hit quite the same, when you've been spun merry-go-round all day, like, you're acting happy, you're kind of running all over the place, like, entertaining, and so it's not exact. It's really good, dude. Enough. I want to go back. Dude, God, I miss that grounding feeling. Grass on bare toes, gravity healing. Anyway, enough about me. How did the little one sleep? Did you make it to the zoo? I miss her and you. Wow. Did you make it to the zoo? Fuck, I miss her and you. I've been dreaming in a virtual lab when I stood up in class, said I wanted to be. I don't wanna. Sorry, I went and got punked and looked at the bottom of Stu's feet. Bro. The concept of white knuckled feelings, like when your hands are so tense that your knuckles are white. You know what I mean? Man.
June 22, continue. I lost you there, must have been a solar flare. Where was I in Sue? Thinking about them and thinking about you.
Wow.
They cried a lot when they saw a guy who looked like their pop. Oh yeah, I'm not near to fuss about who pays the bill. To see no chairs that touch the floor. For that I'd give it all. Till then, dream is all I can do. I love you, still. Spacesick. My spaceship. Spacesick.
Like he even wants to pay the bills. And again, I don't know what guitar tones or guitars they use to track and record this, but I love the tones. It sounds like B741 tones. All right, so we're going into Aerodynamic, and it seems like that hit song, Aerodynamic, has so far been the most popular of the ones that came out today. A little bit of a transition. Dude, the instrumentation in this has been next level good. They really have, through 6 songs, incorporated so many sounds that are not of the Giz. Like the plucked string sections, you know, when it's like instrumentation from the orchestra, or when you have, you know, honestly, dude, there's just a lot of, you have like, we've always had the flute, right? But then the sax, like the horns instrumentation, like you have more like chimey kind of sounds, like with wind stuff. The new rock playlist. I wouldn't even know necessarily where to peg this, right? Like, it's not necessarily like symphonic rock, right? Because when I think that, I think of like Nightwish, and this is certainly not that. But this feels like almost like sound stage rock in a way. Like it feels like it could be movie score. So much of it. Yeah, I don't know. I'm actually just like, I'm super, super fascinated. And actually, I'm going to run this back. Apparently, YouTube is going to make me run an ad. So I'm going to run the ad. And then I am going to come back and we're going to finish out the last 4 songs. Love yous. Be right back. Okay. Guys, by the way, both of these should have been liked, just so we're clear. This is a perfect score so far. Just so we're clear, it is a perfect score. Let's get into the next one, shall we? This is Aerodynamic. By the way, out of all of you that have heard this so far, which was your favorite song of the album? Aerodynamic. This one was actually Donnie's favorite.
A tower open, endless ocean, superhighway, scoundrels on by. The ship was gently swaying cradle.
I love an ambi front.
Smooth sailing in a wintry July.
A wintry
Silence
July.
of the lifeless soul shimmers in the early morning glow, like the chorus in a Greek tragedy. The thunder's knock, knock, knocking, devil staring back at me.
So in the song "Sad Pilot," there is a line that says "Satan's winking, giving me the nod." And so in this context, the thunder's knock, knock, knocking, devil staring back at me. Honestly, it almost makes me feel like there is a connection to that because again, Ambi is the one that sang "Satan's winking, giving me the nod," and it almost feels like perhaps it's a comment on like, you know, the harsh temptation of life, no matter what the temptation might be. But again, that concept of Satan winking, it could be a concept of just your internal capacity or your vices, or the way you handle yourself internally, like and deal with your emotions.
Lightning strikes upon the nose of my boat as I'm shape-shifting and drifting, trying to stay afloat. Crystal clear, I got the vision of a deer in the headlights. The end is near without a fear in sight. The moon speaks to me this night. She says, follow my light. Like a moth in a compass, she says, chase what you can have. This land.
A moth's inner compass is interesting because it always leads to the light. Again, that's just so interesting. The moon speaks to me this night. Like she says, follow my light. Like a moth's inner compass, she says.
Curse clings to you like algae. If only you were a star, you'd be not sedentary. I said, I have always wondered if I could step out of my body, would I be a fish out of water, or like a skull in harmony?
Oh, wow.
So Miss Moon, if I could have one wish, I'd turn my hands into wings. I'd say goodbye to the fish, and I'd jump from the highest cliff.
Oh, that. Okay, so we got another woo, but this little descent.
Goodbye to the fish, and I'd jump from the highest cliff.
That was a fun woo, dude. Honestly, it reminds me very minimally of AstroTurf a bit. Ooh. What is that guitar? Oh, man. The strings are unreal, dude.
I'm just floating away on this barrel of pain. Is this just me, stranded at sea in a sailor's dream? I'll just sing to the sharks and maybe they'll think twice. They're just trying to survive in the world like me, alright. I ain't got hope, but I can't help but smile. The 40,000 foot of tears won't save me from an appetite. I accept my fate, my time is nigh. I'm just gonna sit here and watch the waves roll by.
So my time is nigh is kind of like saying my time is near, right? Like I accept my fate, my time is near. I'm just going to sit here and wait for the waves to roll by. It's an interesting concept. Like when when you're saying like, hey, look, I know it's coming to me. It's kind of like, it's one of these like, all right, have at it. Like this is what it is. And again, it's almost like the way he says, I ain't got a hope, but I can't help but smile. The 40,000 foot of tears won't save me from an appetite. Like it's like you're kind of smiling, recognizing you know what's coming. And like, again, the end is near. I love the way that phrases. This album might... I already also know I like Grow Wings and Fly. That was my favorite of the singles. Sea of Doubt. I like that they credited Calves for the count. Listen to those tones. Behind him. I'd call this rockabilly before country.
I'm on the edge of a cliff, gazing into an abyss. Weight of it all crushes me, a landslide of anxiety.
Oh man.
I'm in the forest of my mind, adrift in moonless night. Where is the map for the journey? Where are the crewmates who join me? Born adrift, a fickle round. I'm in a sea of doubt.
The Born Adrift, I'm in the Born Adrift a Fickle Route. That was maybe the most Grateful Dead-esque sound the Giz has ever made.
Drift, a fickle round. Born adrift, a fickle round. I'm in a sea of doubt. Not again, not again.
Cookie!
Not again, not again. Is this it? 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 I'm sinking deeper, submerging in the sea of doubt. Gotta tread water until I reach the shore and find my way out. We scatter the ashes from the
Ooh.
singing birds. Lingers in the air, then it settles into the earth. There's a lot of
Cavs W's right now. That was such a tasty build.
then it settles into the earth. There's a light at the end of the tunnel. It may appear soft and subtle, and when you try to push uphill, the world tends sun to clear the fog. Here comes a friend for me to lean on.
Oh, man.
Through the swell and through the cloud, we're gonna swim out of the sea of doubt.
Bro. They're making it up on the Woo here, and I'm happy about that.
We stand on solid ground. We take the time to look around.
What's the impression been? This?
The lightness of the air lifts me a breeze of serenity.
This?
We're in the middle of our run, basking in its delight.
Like, this is good enough that I'm sad it's over. Or like it's ending. Ooh, last two songs. One I've heard, one I've not. This is the last unheard song for me. Oh, this part right here. We have a motor spirit and we have a silent spirit. And the way silent spirit is off and running, guys, yes! The 70s AM gold sound for sure, but in the best way possible with the chonky tone. I love that they're featuring the wood block. The way that they edited J-Bone's lyrics here sound amazing.
Feel rudderless in the river. In this long night, there is no end. Deep dominion, Father be my friend.
It almost feels like they took a lesson from the Dan, you know what I mean? Like, it actually kind of reminds me a little bit of Only a Fool Would Say That's lyrical take.
There is no end.
The Steely Dan.
Deep dominion, Father be my friend. I stand on the shoulders of Mother's long dead, singing the story.
Bro, no, J-Bone went hard there.
So be a leaf in his dream. Eternally,
For sure, Blob, for sure. Let me ask you this, and this is so interesting coming from Ambrose as the son of a musician. Shout out to Broderick. RIPs and W's for Broderick as well. But it's so interesting that his first lyric in this particular song is, I would say, "Don't be a musician, my son." Again, one of those kinds of things that you just kind of love to see within it. But yeah, Joey, I think Joey has definitely kind of stood out to me. Well, honestly, Cook Dog, though, too, really, it's been good to see. We even got a Lukey song in this. Like, honestly, this is, man, I'm having too much fun. This is a good album.
Eternally, we return to cycle through the
Do we think that really is?
Be a musician, my son. Be a doctor, lawyer, or a stand-up citizen. People on the street would stop and ask me if I'm proud, but I'm not proud. Hear to yourself, I wasn't around.
Oh, Ambi. But wow, you don't think about those things again when you're looking at these guys and you're idolizing their work and what they do. And again, you're living your kind of imagined life in their lore that they create, and like kind of making the soundtrack of your life, the score of your life is their music, right? I would say don't be a musician, my son. Be a doctor, lawyer, stand-up citizen. People on the street would stop and ask me if I'm proud, but I'm not proud. You did it yourself because I wasn't around. It's like a harsh truth.
But time is pregnant with the fire, with the knowledge that they
Go, Joe!
time is eating its last meal. If they listen, could they heal?
I can't wait for them to jam this one, dude. I would agree with you on that idea there, Blob. Those lyrics are by Ambi are pretty much verbatim what Ambi said his father said to him. Dang, bro. Time is eating its last. Like, again, no, all of this has been perhaps, I'd say B741 and this album have been perhaps the most personally relevant throughout. Like, we have, work this time as well, right? Like, there's significantly deep, meaningful conversations throughout. But I need to listen to Terrapin Station, I think. I think I need to actually go out of my way and listen to Terrapin Station because I haven't done so. But neither here nor there. Going from Motor Spirit to the eventuality of Silent Spirit is they're different spirits entirely, right? But again, the concept and themes of love and longing throughout this just kill. Bean Boy, what is up? Welcome to the Rooskies. Rooskies, make our new friend feel at home. I'm really loving the leads. Bro. I would argue that Sense is maybe the most. Paper Mache Dream Balloon would maybe be the most normal. Or yeah.
Never knew what he was doing. It's all love. I love you. I am winning.
This just gutted me, dude. And though I cannot hold you, you will know my presence by virtue of the wind. You know your daddy never knew what he was doing, but it's all love. I love you. Bro.
I am photon, I am wave, I am wind, I am rain, I am photon, I am wave, I am love.
I am Gaia. Sorry.
Reincarnate, re, I am photon, I am wave, I am love, drama, pain. Reincarnate, hurricane, I am sin, fan the flames, knocking on the pearly gates.
I am love and trauma pain, though. You know what, though, dude? Here's the thing. When we, like, just Motor Spirit lyrics really quick. This is like, we art ensnared to quiver liketh rippled air. It almost kind of could be seen like their motor spirit is them being on the stage, right? It's what happens when they are being the boys together, okay? But then you end up in this concept, the silent spirit, which is like what happens after the engine shuts off, right? Like when they are done as the 6 guys that make up being the Giz that evening, and they go home as, you know, Joey, Stewie, like Cavs, Lukey, like, you know, Ambi, and I think when you, I think again, when you take it from what they do on stage to what they do when they get off of the stage, it's I mean, man, yeah, that was super sharp. And again, they're both relevant spirits, the motor spirit and the silent spirit. And Grow Wings and Fly is such a bitchin' closer, especially having been through the 9 songs. This is a perfect album for me. This is absolutely an S tier album, 100%. I cannot wait to see this close down. I'm going to let the transition happen, and we're going to go from there. This is incredible. And let me, so Shanghai was a song where they almost broke up, right? Like they wrote it as is my understanding, they wrote the song Shanghai as kind of an, like they're moving forward from a very trying time for them as a band. Is that correct? The reason I bring this up is because when I can recall kind of like when I went and did the lyrical analysis before, for this to have come out of Shanghai, this Grow Wings and Fly, right? Like Shanghai was a song where effectively the gentlemen all realized that they learned from one another and they were all saying goodbye to the thing that they had moved on from, right? And so this idea of Grow Wings and Fly, you know, the journey that they are on, too much Szechuan in the pot. Well, look, sometimes you got to stir the pot, otherwise the sauce gets burned.
Baba Shanghai, Baba Shanghai, Baba Shanghai, grow wings and fly. Let's get real high. Let's get real high. Let's get real high. Transcend this life.
This song is so good, man. This song is so good.
I wanna drink from the beehive. I wanna jump from the tight wire. Like I'm off into fire. I'm gonna burn up on the pyre.
They revisited in this the moth theme earlier, because if you remember, they were commenting on the idea that you've got a compass like a moth, and a moth goes to the light. In this case, that light burns you. And again, they're commenting on this idea like, I want to experience these things that are tough to achieve you know. But it's also like, and like I've got these goals, like let's you know, like let's have fun and ascend as we move forward.
Well, it's love at first sight. Moonstruck on this night. Sing a swan song on the lyre.
Burn up on the pyre, though, is interesting because that's a way of saying I'm going to sacrifice myself. Like, I'm going to sacrifice my life for this thing, chasing the things I want to do. That's what that means, point blank. Absolutely incredible.
And fly away one last time. Yeah.
This song in the context of the album, amazing. And again, this part.
When I first saw you lying there in wait with your raspberry smile, I seemed my duckling. Yes, you must learn to use your wings, but it is I that will be taught by you to fly.
This song, this particular Joey lyric hit me the first time I heard it, but again, now when I consider it being from like a father who misses his son or his child, you know, when I first saw you lying there in a wait with your unearthed, buried smile, like you haven't even found your smile yet. Like the idea of a father first seeing his child who has yet to smile, just we're waiting to see it, right? I sing to my duckling, you must learn to use your wings, but it is I that will be taught by you to fly. Again, this idea that like you've spent this whole thing kind of lamenting and missing home and missing your people and feeling loneliness in the midst of your dreams coming true. And it's again, I've Nietzsche's Zarathustra, right? Like you make it to the top of the mountain and what's left for me but lightning. And it feels like in a lot of ways this album has been a comment on what happens when they made it to the top of the mountain, you know? In a lot of ways this is what happens. They accomplish their dreams. They get to make music on their own terms, right? They get to be creative. And as any musician would say, the idea of getting to be a musician for a job is the coolest thing in the entire world, you know? And they get to create, like, to pursue their creative pursuits. But again, with this dream that they have achieved, kind of comes that idea of sacrifice. Like they don't get to spend a lot of time with their families, and the things that they realize. Like I would imagine, as a man who's got a family that doesn't get to be around them, like your motivation for doing what you do is significantly more if you're a good man that cares about his family, because you're like, that's what you're there for. Astronaut is the coolest thing. We already covered that. Oh yeah, my bad. Again on the bass line for this song though, it's so good. And for it to be the closer, and you see Stu getting... Oh man, now that I know that this is the closer on the album, though, it does kind of make me feel like Ghost Stu is more real than I want it to be. It's honestly making me a little bit more nervous now that I'm connecting it.
From my misty window as a thin ray of light that's got a
I thought releasing the final song as a single was bad, but honestly, it was kind of genius. The first two songs really didn't reveal the theme of family, parenthood, and touring, so getting the full context of the album allows the final song we've already heard to be completely reinterpreted with new context. Tom, I was literally just sitting here kind of thinking that. Like I was honestly kind of sucking that idea's dick here. And I say that because again, as we've gone through this whole album, right? Like we all heard Deadstick, we all heard Phantom Island, and we all heard Grow Wings and Fly. Each of them seemed like distinctly different songs, but then you get the context of the entire album and you realize like, oh man, all this connected. Like our boys are really in longing for the love of their family and their people. And then again, you kind of see that they are learning lessons along the way. Like it does feel like they are enjoying what it is that they are doing while also commenting on what really does come with their brand of accomplishing their dreams. um I can't speak enough into it. And again, it makes me feel good about this being my favorite band because like you see the feelings through these guys, right? Like you see that these are earnest dudes who just love each other and love their family and are kind of fumbling their way through success, doing the thing that they've always wanted to do. And again, I think that is again, it adds just a huge level of human respect, not musician respect, not artist respect, but just a man listening to another man talk about his life in the context that it is. We've celebrated so much of what they do, but I think sometimes it's easy to see them as musicians and not people. And I think getting to this album, and especially this album in B741, certainly personified them in a way that wasn't just like they are artists, but that make really cool stuff. But they are people, and of course we all know that. But I think it's an easy thing to get to forget when you get caught up in the hype of man, they did 5 albums in a year. Man, they do awesome live stuff. Man, everything that they do is just amazing, and it's all the time. They do so much. Uh, it's like when you think about it in the full context of everything delivered in this album, it really it changes a lot, man. Again, I have nothing but massive respect for this. This album was anything but a dud. Like this is absolutely Grow Wings and Fly is a perfect way to stick the landing. I mean, Phantom Island is in serious contender. It's an S tier album for me right now. On the first listen, I'm deeply moved.
That's tick, tick, ticking with a crooked smile. We're all in the rat race together. We go the extra mile. Knock the surrounding buildings down. I'm calling out for help. I'm shedding my skin like a snake slithering. You gotta stop the overwhelming self-doubt. Catch me dancing in the summer rain with my tongue out.
You gotta stop the overwhelming self-doubt. Catch me dancing in the summer rain with my tongue out. It almost seeing that those are the last true worded lyrics of the song makes me have such an even better opinion of this album. This whole thing is these guys questioning what it is they've gotten themselves into, lamenting their scenario, and again, by the end of it, it all feels like that they let Ambi say, "You got to stop the overwhelming self doubt. Catch me dancing in the summer rain with my tongue out." It's kind of like them saying, "Like, all right, let's accept your circumstances. Let's just dance the friggin' night away. Um, let like, let's move forward. We've said what we needed to say. We got it off our chest. Let's go forward and do our thing and do it for our people and do it for us because all of them deserve it and all of us deserve it." Um, man, honestly, this is some of my favorite This might be my favorite two-liner in all of Giz music, period.
Gotta stop the overwhelming self-doubt. Catch me dancing in the
That whisper.
with my tongue out.
That absolutely was unique. Yeah, man. That is one of the best moves in Giz. Oh, man. This immediately gets S-tiered. Like, so hard S-tiered, dude. I used to be really upset that I wasn't alive when Led Zeppelin was touring, or that I never got to see Rush. But I got to see Giz, and I get to continue to see Giz. And there's going to be a day, Rumham and I were talking about this in the comments. There's going to be a day when I've got like 50 Giz shows under my belt, and I'm an old grizzled vet talking about the day I listened to Phantom Island for the first time, and like talking about my first show and like what show I'm on and how many people I've like gotten to go with, and the first time I took my wife to see the Giz was the Phantom Island tour. Like, it really is one of those things that I'm really excited about. And like the idea that this band kind of brings a whole bunch of people together, right? Like, I met a bunch of people that were really wonderful in Phoenix when Giz came here, and to know that I'm going to get to meet my Giz friends again in San Diego, right? Like, and I see this same kind of thing happen in the Fish community. Like, you'll see fans from across the country meet up at a show in Hollywood, for example, and it's like old friends reuniting, and it's like what they have in common is the experiences that they had from concert to concert over the course of time. But they're there and they're psyched to see each other, and we kind of have a similar thing like that with the Giz, and I literally cannot wait. And again, I think that the musically, it's not the most amazing album for my taste specifically, but the lyrics really elevated it to on this critical listen. Honestly, I think the lyrics. You guys know me. I'm like words and music. That's my thing. It's because of the movie Eddie and the Cruisers. If you never watched that movie, watch that movie. Words and music. You'll understand a little bit deeper of the subtext and context of my life, but this album had words and music in such a great alignment. I loved the music. I loved the again, the strings. It was so uplifting in areas. There were so many good things about it. I could wax poetic all day about it. And I'm going to be listening to this constantly, I'm sure. I cannot wait to hear these songs come alive, especially with a symphony orchestra. Guys, 100%, by the way, if you end up in San Diego and you happen to see me and my Mrs., the lady Rooski, Melissa, come say hello to us. We will be up in there. Come say hi. And yeah, honestly, how did this album rank for you guys on a first listen? Or where is it sitting for you now that you have heard it even, however many times? I am sitting here literally thinking to myself, it's S tier immediately. I don't want to give it a recency bias and say it's a favorite album. Right now, I want to let it like be lived with. But I mean, truly, I mean, it's up there, guys. It's up there. I mean, it really is. Guys, I love you. Thank you for being here. Thank you so much for the positivity that you show both to me and to one another. Continue to be the best. And until I see you next, be introspective and consider the birds. And whatever you do, make sure you giz everywhere. Bye, guys.